So thank you so much, everybody. So let's jump in straight in the panel. And to introduce that, I call on the stage our Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster, CVR MBE.
Good evening, District 91. How are you doing? First of all, I know that we've done some thank yous already, but of course, we couldn't do this without amazing. So just another round of applause, please, for the entire conference team. We did really much more than I ever thought possible in the last couple of weeks, but it was well worth it, as I'm sure you can imagine. So I have had little input to this programme other than approve it and say, yes, it looks great, with the exception where I said that I was really, really keen to make sure we do something special to celebrate our 10-year anniversary as District 91. Some of you involved in change management as a professional might have heard us say that we need to honour the past and celebrate the future. Well, tonight we're going to do both of those together with a panel full of district directors, past and present. And I don't know about you, but I can't wait to hear what they're going to say. They have no idea what we're going to ask them, which is part of the fun. So, let's get it going. So, as I invite each of you to come to the stage, let's just hold your applause for a second and we'll just do a raucous one right at the end. So, we're going to do this in order of appointment of District 91. Please welcome to the stage past District Governor from 2014-2015, Distinguished Toastmaster Hilary Briggs. We just do a couple of clicks on Zoom. We should be able to welcome current International Director and past District Director from 2015-2016 and recipient of a Presidential Citation, Distinguished Toastmaster Jean Gamester. And if you want somebody to blame as to why I'm standing here and how I started my district journey, this is the person that you need to blame. Past District Director from 2016-2017 and your current District Chief Judge, Distinguished Toastmaster Vanessa King. Past District 2017-2018, Distinguished Toastmaster Pedro Casillas joining us online. Director from 2018-2019, recipient of the Presidential Citation, Distinguished Toastmaster Andy Howland. We're going to hear from him now, but we're going to hear from him later as well because he's one of our keynote during this weekend. Past District Director from 2019-2020, Distinguished Toastmaster Lauren Bay. Consultant himself, past District Director from 2020-2021, Distinguished Toastmaster Arno Sarks. District Director from 2021-2022, Distinguished Toastmaster Helena Boden-Brother. Slightly out of order for obvious reasons, your current District Director, Diane Richardson. Really, there was only one person appropriate to be able to moderate this panel this evening and to chair our conversations because she's only got a few weeks left and she can run into the background, never to be seen again. No chance. Welcome your panel moderator, past District Director from 2022-2023, Rupa Datta.
The anniversary District 91. When our Programme Quality Director asked me very randomly at the start of the year to moderate this panel, I said yes. They probably asked me in a random conversation and it wasn't planned. Little did I know that you would be able to get all 10 of us at this event, be it online or in person. So give it up for our program quality director, Stephen. Typical Toastmasters fashion, may need to cut down what I had planned for this channel and going to give a responsibility to my Toastmaster of the Year, because I've been instructed that there's one specific question that needs to be asked for every single one of our past district directors. And if it looks like I'm not going to get time for that, Chris, give us a shout. Okay, so one of the things that happens when you're district director is the role can be all-consuming. People actually believe that's all you actually do. So I'm going to do another round robin in terms of an introduction. I'd like to invite every single past district director to tell the audience something else about their identity, whether it was the time that they served or what they're doing now. So I'm going to go online first. Pedro.
Hello, everyone. I'm Pedro, and so apart from doing Toastmasters, I spend a lot of time playing classical guitar, and I've been recently playing classical guitar at old age people's homes to improve my playing, but also to bring some music out into their world. In addition to that, I've been doing Toastmasters in French and Spanish, and sometimes in Portuguese. So visiting clubs I've got a club that's in Spain, which is Sardinero. You're all welcome to come and join us if you'd like to practice your Spanish and also experience French. I managed to get Arno to come and pretend that he is actually really French, which is actually brilliant. And his French is improving. So that's what I do. So over to you, Rupa.
Pedro, and we'll come back in the room and I'll start with Florian as he has the other mic.
So for me, outside of Toastmasters, I work in technology now. I'm a data science trainer and coach. Been doing this job for about 1.5 years now. And I partly got the job thanks to the skills I learned in Toastmasters, which you don't expect, but it's actually true. Really enjoying it. Now, I can give a fun fact that we do at work. Some of you that know me know that I do like watching cat videos. I actually have a calendar at home where I have a picture of a different cat every day. Sometimes when I walk in the street, I see a cat in the neighbor's garden, I say, come here. They don't always come to get ready. They say, who's this crazy human that's looking at me and making funny faces? But yeah. But I still do not have a cat. I know that some people here from Northern Light have heard a speech about me and cat, which is being recorded and is available somewhere.
Thank you. Well, I don't actually do anything outside of Toastmasters. My club will tell you, all the members of my club, someone been around a long time. My favourite pastime was telling stories of my Norfolk childhood. We know that virtually every meeting, each working reference to Norfolk, however tangential, however irrelevant, there's always something about Norfolk. I've been up to Norfolk twice in the last month. Once from a nephew's wedding, and once to visit another love of mine, classic Team Lotus based in Norwich, and a private tour from an ex-Toastmaster group of us. Actual cars raced by people emptying the car and innocent fit of holding. So that's another passion. That and drinking whiskey.
Good
evening, everyone. Well, outside Toastmasters, I am a school teacher. I teach physics, which I have no idea whether Toastmasters helps me do that or not. I think I'm quite good at controlling my voice. Teacher voice comes out quite frequently. I think the bit insane today because it's the last year of year 11 and I don't really know what planet I'm on right now. I've only had water to drink, I promise. And the other thing that I do that's quite big in my life, and I definitely would not be doing without having experienced Toastmasters and the leadership part of Toastmasters, is that last year I was elected as a borough councillor for my town in Guildford. And it's been the most amazing experience of my life. And maybe I'll get a chance to say a bit more about that.
Well, whilst I was on the district team, I was also working in business. I'm still doing that as a business consultant and actually now developing more of the speaking side, which is what I originally joined Toastmasters to do. So I went on a little bit of a side trip by the leadership route and absolutely fantastic experience. But I'm drawing various things together because one of the other things I've got doing in the last few years is doing triathlons. Now, I've always been pretty physically fit, but I've never done anything competitive. So I've gone from, honestly, low-grade amateur, finish don't be last with the level of my ambition. And through a massive Achilles injury, which I actually had to attend and replaced, which was quite a trauma. Cut a long story short, qualified for the Team GB age group team, which I didn't know anything like that existed. And best result so far, well, last year was gold medal in the European Championship and silver in the world. In my age group, I have to say, but I've just inspired myself and said, my goodness, what I can do. When you really focus, it's unbelievable what you can do. So I'm now speaking on that and on my Toastmaster experience. So a bit of a wacky journey, but I'm trying to draw all the threads of what I'm doing together. So that's what I get up to.
Thank you, Hillary. Let's go back on to International Director, Jean Jameson.
Hello. Nice to see you all from across the river. What am I up to? During the pandemic, I started to teach in the Open University, and that probably wouldn't have happened without Toastmasters, because I think through Toastmasters, I worked out how much I love teaching, and Toastmasters made me good at speaking, which is pretty handy when you're leading a group, and it made me much better at giving feedback. So people are amazed by the quality of feedback that I can give, which is, of course, all Toastmasters. But, I love that and makes them happy, so that's good. What am I doing right now? I am thinking about being here across the river from you. And I'm also thinking about my next 2 district visits. So next weekend, I'm going to be in Istanbul, and the weekend after, I'm going to be in Porto. And I understand there will be river trips on both of those. So lots of rivers and lots of Toastmasters.
Thank you, Jean. Back in the room, I'll start with Arno. Back to you.
Hello again, everyone. Andy did my introduction earlier, so I guess you know all about me. I'll just emphasize one aspect of that part, which was right at the end, being a basketball referee. Now, why do I do that? Well, I've been playing basketball since I was about 12 or 13 years old, something like that. And it's a sport that I enjoy. Not that I'm any good at it, I just enjoy it. And for me, successful basketball day is going on court, running a little bit, finish at the pub, have a beer with friends. But more importantly, the refereeing came about because at some point when you get a little bit older, you can't run as fast or jump as high as you used to. But you develop a sense of communication and you know the rules by the time you get old enough. And the beauty of refereeing is that you get to teach, you get to help the new generation play the sport. That's just amazing. I'm sure every teacher can relate to that. Every time you take somebody from one place to just the next one, there is something very unique about it. And that's what I do as a referee. Now, as a side part of it, I said that to somebody earlier today several times, the best part of being a referee of any sport is good practice for table topics. Because you don't want the players to go on and on and on at you. You've got to be witty, you've got to shut them down really fast without them being upset.
I'm not the sporty version of anything.
Well,
my passion out for Toastmasters is actually having a dog. I like having a dog meeting. Some of you met her, some of you remember her from a conference where she had a and it's just been an amazing journey of having a dog and learning that, when we went to the training, it wasn't about training her at all. She was training us to know what to do. And all of her signals to make sure that we can open the door for her to let her go out. We know all about her body language. So we learned about communicating with an animal. I think it's what I learned to do. And for Toastmasters going forward, I've really enjoyed going to conferences. I did when I became a Toastmaster. I'm very fortunate to have been to all of District 91's conferences in all of these 10 years. I'm very proud of that. And I'll continue, having been a conference director, served on the team before that. All of that, and while you're in the room today, I just want to celebrate, because honestly, networking with people you meet here, you never know. You go, who would help me out? You'll have a connection with you. So you can good stay in the future. A couple of months after I became district director, I got a job lecturing in graphic design for a whole bunch of postgraduate students. What's amazing is they actually all colour me. So they've all done fine art courses or something like that. They now want to earn a living. It's a bit strange, but they do. And so I get tremendous joy in talking to them and in encouraging them and seeing their progress as designers, seeing their creativity come out. I find that tremendous. Outside of that, many of you may have seen me hanging around with a camera. So perhaps next year I'll come back and take a history of it. Thank you very much.
Next set of questions. I don't know how much time I've got. Maybe later. So, next. Some of them are pretty good table topic styling. Some are going to be directed aimed at particular members of this panel. I might know when I say the phrase. I'm going to go to the person that was district director when I attended my first district conference, and that was Pedro Casillas. We often talk about tapping people's shoulder and sowing seeds that you actually see come to fruition in real life. So, Pedro, what does that phrase mean to you?
I don't know. I couldn't hear it.
Get out of the table. So, Pedro, I was saying that you were district director when I attended my first district conference.
Okay.
We talk a lot about tapping people on the shoulder and not necessarily seeing people grow as we move on.
Yeah.
What does that phrase mean to you?
Well, with you, it was a case of bringing me champagne. That was talk about tapping me on the shoulder. You said, "Here's a glass of champagne," and then you had your friend Steve Veer next to you too. He was also bringing me champagne. I think, what's going on here? This is supposed to be Toastmasters. We're supposed to be growing here. And then they were asking me that, how do I do Toastmasters, and should I do it or shouldn't I do it? And then next thing I know, we were drinking more and more champagne. That's all that I remember about you, Rupa. And it looks like you haven't changed very much since then. But you've been a fantastic servant for Toastmasters. You've been pushing Toastmasters. It took you a while to get going. That's one thing I do remember about you, that you were the reluctant Toastmaster, the reluctant leader, and we had to cajole you. And again, you can see there's a theme coming here. More champagne, and then look at where you are now.
What champagne have you had to drink tonight, Pedro?
Well, I'm on the water because I didn't know what sort of questions you were going to throw at me. So.
We're going to come back in the room. I'm going to ask each panelist to try and stick to 90 seconds. And I'm going to go to Helena first on the basis that she's probably the one that's worked with every single person on this panel. There's something to be said about the fact that we all are still connected and can be called upon. So are there certain district directors that you go to for certain things?
Need one. Yeah, it is very controversial that one. I know. I think the first person that sort of tapped me on the shoulder that she took my membership for the time for club was Jean Gamester. So I think you can imagine anything that Jean says to you, I just go against Jean, what do you want me to do? Yes, I will, we're fine. So Jean has obviously been one of my inspirations. And then the other person that I got to know due to our football connection, the Evertonian of the district, Andy Hammond. So we're going to say we are not relegated, but the resilience being Evertonian district. I'm playing at the moment, so I'll find sure. And I think that the other thing with working with Florian loves numbers and data. I probably wasn't that keen on them. A year with Florian, you will love data. Datta, I was her PR manager. I have no idea how we did certain things at that time. I was still in awe of the types of things that we put in place during that time. I've got to speak up. Ooh, okay. And I've got to use the microphone back. But all in all, I have worked with all of these wonderful people. They have inspired me. They have made sure that I have stayed honest to the core values of Toastmasters. And I'm really proud to have served this district.
Steve made a reference here that we get to retire sometime very soon. But another past district director said this year, the past district director never truly retires. Oh no, what does that mean?
Very sorry, but I'm going to have to change my phone number. Now, joke aside, what you've served as a district director, or in fact, any district officer role, or in fact, I would even argue any club officer role, you kind of have some element of duty to the organization, but also to the people around you. Because a lot of people around will have helped you. So in return, what do you need to do? Is help them back. And to me, that's something that spoke volume this year for a number of occasions within District 91 and well beyond District 91. And it's been very humbling to actually hear the reasons why sometimes people call you and not change phone number. So if you have it, excellent. If you don't have it, I can give it to you.
This next one, I'm going to let someone choose and put their hand up. This is coming from an audience member. I actually solicited some questions from my social media. We have a keynote speaker tomorrow morning talking on diversity, Nadia. And on Sunday afternoon, we have a panel discussion on diversity as well. What does diversity mean to you?
Toastmasters does not discriminate any grounds of age, gender, religion. Our core values, one I enjoy most, is respect. I have a black folder with me this evening, which I've used for years when I've attended different events. I did a coaching event, I must have been 10 to 15 years ago, and we had to go through values and rank them, and about 10, and then rank them against each other. I look back on it, and the one that was top of my list from years ago was respect. And that is the one thing about Toastmasters that I think is really exceptional. We don't try and clone people. We don't try and shape people into a form. We respect every individual for what they are, and more importantly, what they can be. And for me, that's, look around the room, the diversity we have, and we've got white people like me. That's what Toastmasters is. My international relation, my network, no diverse. It's absolutely remarkable. And the first time I went to district, to international convention, I sat in a room, the trios from around the world, 300 odd people, just sent a shiver down my spine. The diversity and the potential of this organisation is incredible.
Thank you, Andy. This one is from a new member who wants to understand a little bit more about why on earth would we do such a time-intensive job that's unpaid. So what did you gain, expect to gain? The time is everything.
It's a good question. I think going to the topic question, why not, is certainly one thing. But I think what I got from it is extreme resilience training, to be honest. I was working in a really high pressure job for most of the time that I was district governor. And there were times I thought, how on earth am I going to cope with this? And so you have to do what you have to do. It teaches you to prioritise your time. What do I absolutely need to do? And you could be learning that at club level as well. You could make any of the roles a full-time job if you wanted to. So I think it really reinforced prioritisation, being able to handle the pressure and get through things. And I think also, things aren't always rosy. Relationship issues, challenges. But it's been a fantastic training because those situations happen in the real world. And it is, I found in senior management roles, it's the HR issues. So when things go pear-shaped, having had the experience on the district team, in the real world outside Toastmasters, it's like nothing shocks you. It's like, oh, it's one of those. And at least I know got a better idea what to do. Won't always make exactly the right things, but it's that experience. But in a situation, in Toastmasters, there's not lives at stake normally, millions of pounds. So if you screw up, it might be disappointing. But that to me, it's a safe space to learn, just as we say for speaking.
Thank you, Hilary. Yeah, of course, yeah.
So, to the question about why did you take it on, the answer is because I didn't know what I was letting myself do. Simple, straightforward answer. And there's also nothing to do with it. Yeah. Sorry. But as to what I learned from it, what I gained from it, it's so difficult to say one thing. I would say I learned that it's not about me, that actually all of my anxiety and worry and concern about getting everything right actually wasn't anything to do with me, and actually what I was doing was for other people, and how I was feeling didn't matter because it's about you guys, about our district, and I had to put away whatever insecurities I might have had, saying about me, about them. And that gave me that strength and resilience that started to build the strength and resilience in me that I did not have. The other thing I realized is that for however long you're on the stage, whether it's a couple of minutes when you're doing a speech at your club, or whether it's a whole year doing something as insane as what we've done, you have an opportunity to make a real difference. And you don't know who you're speaking to when you make that difference. So I think that we must remember that we do have incredible power when we stand up. And this is a fantastic organisation in which to exercise that, to practice it, and take it outside. Thank you.
Thinking I know where I am in time. Next question is going to go to Florian. I'm going to go to Jean. And I'm going to start a question I have to get answered. Diane. So, for those of you that don't know, District 91 has a fantastic reputation globally, and we are known for our success. I'm going to ask Florian to speak a little bit about that success and reputation that we have, but also how he had to redefine what success meant in the year of the pandemic. Florian.
Thank you, Rupa. I think for me, if I had to define success and excellence, the motto of the Olympics, faster, higher, stronger. Why climb Mount Everest? Why not? Because it's there. Why go on the moon? Why go on Mars? Why not? Because they're there. Why should we as a district strive to be number one in the world? Why not? Because we can. And I had crunched the numbers to say that we could at the start of my term as district director. But I'll never forget the period in 2020 when the world changed and suddenly we had to pivot from being this face-to-face organization that we are right now into being an online organization. And in the space of 48 hours, we knew that things would become very, very different. What did success mean in this context? Well, we did become a distinguished district in the year of the pandemic, as our banners shows. But for me, what success meant is the fact that we continue to do what we do best in the new environment. I remember 2 weeks after the pandemic started and moving online, I called all the areas and division directors for half an hour to an hour. And I said, guys, what's going on in your part of the world? And some people said, oh, there's this club we're about to charter. We are still having new members. We are still having people doing their icebreakers. The word threw us a curveball, lemons. We made lemonade. We made a fantastic online conference with 1,000 people attending. And that was success. Resilience in the face of adversity and really achieving what was seemingly impossible. We simply did it. And many people around here that are still with us, I can see people nodding, played a huge part in this. And all I can say is thank you for all the work you did in that year, because it wasn't easy. You made it thanks to work.
Thank you, Florian. So we all know it's 100 years of Toastmasters this year. It's 10 years of District 91. But Toastmasters came into UK and Ireland in 1935. And last year I was gifted this book, History of Toastmasters in UK and Ireland, Great Britain and Ireland rather. The author of it is National President Tim Corcoran. And as much as I love reading it, there are no photos of District 91 directors in it. So, Madam International Director, what can we do about it?
Madam immediately past District Director, I think this is a fabulous opportunity for you to engage with the publishing team of that book to improve and enhance and bring the history up to date. To answer a different question a bit more fully, I would just go back to the beginning of our time as a district. So brand new baby, District 91. Hillary led it in year one, I led it in year two, and it was an exciting time. We had gone from being this huge district to being quite a small and beautifully manageable one in the south of the UK. And we had a lot of success in those years. We were number 3 and number 4 in the world. In both years, we were the district with the highest percentage of clubs that have 20 plus members. And that particular thing is something that people will come to me and tell me about from districts all over the world. They are really impressed by our ability to have clubs at charter strength. And it's because we pay attention to that. That's something that we have a really strong history of valuing in our district. So I look forward to more accolades in the space, particularly of 20 plus as we move forward.
Thanks, Jean. The last segment is the question that needs to be asked. Everyone needs to do it in one sentence. Otherwise, we clap them off. Audience, clap them off. So in about 16 hours, we will have a district director elect. Anyone that's been to a district officer training or club officer training when we talk about succession, sometimes we write a letter, write a note to our successor. On that basis, I'm going to start with Diane. What is the one piece of advice that you will give the district director elect?
Enjoy it.
We learn best in moments of enjoyment. Don't forget, it's only Toastmasters.
Aim to achieve excellence.
Ellie 8, Warden ID.
I find every now and then it's your person.
No matter how bad things seem at the time, just know that in years in the future, you'll think, I'm really glad that I had that experience.
Pedro.
Don't fear failure. Make it a friend.
Jean.
I think you're amazing, and I cannot wait to see what you're going to do next.
We'll take that one, that's fine. Just we're all a phone call or a WhatsApp message away.